Hey guys, welcome to East Coast Brewing. What's going on today? Well, you know what's going on today? Tonight we're going to brew up a Mr. Beer American Lager. That's right, American Lager. Now, you guys probably know, if you guys haven't watched the channel before, check it out, because I brew a lot of Mr. Beer kits, and my goal is to brew every one of the Mr. Beer kits so you guys can get an idea of what these are going to taste like, how to brew them, and what they're going to turn out like, right? Because when I was searching, I started doing some brewing with Mr. Beer, and to be honest with you, there wasn't a lot of information out there on all the different flavors. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to brew up every flavor. I'm going to film it and we'll put it on the channel. So tonight what we're going to do is the Mr. Beer American Lager. Now, here's the thing. You've probably seen from some of my other videos, I usually add some more additional ingredients to these kits, like extra hops, malt extract, stuff like that. But you know what? I thought, you know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to do this one straight up according to the instructions that Mr. Beer gives us, and we'll take it from there. So let's take a look at what's in the box. Now, I'll be honest with you, there is the Mr. Beer No Rinse Cleanser comes with every one of their kits. Now, I've already gone ahead and used half of this because I've sanitized the keg fermenter plus my equipment with half of this already. So this was in the box. So hold on a second here. This, my friends, is actually a Canadian Blonde that I brewed up. I haven't done that one on video yet, so I should probably do that soon. Oh, cheers. Right on. Okay, so what it comes with is this Brewmax Booster. So Mr. Beer gives you this Brewmax Booster, and that's going to bump up the alcohol. It's going to bump it up a little bit here. It says this booster is designed to increase alcohol content and body without the dry cidery taste that comes with using cane sugar. It includes both fermentable and unfermentable sugars that are designed to imitate the carbohydrate profile of all malt wort. It will approximately add 1.3 ABV when used to supplement a 2-gallon refill kit from Mr. Beer. So we're going to add that in. So what's in it? Corn syrup solids, maltose, something I can't pronounce, which is probably not a good thing, and dextrose. So yeah, so basically it's I don't know, to me it's basically just dextrose. But anyways, we're going to add that in, and it is I think this is 177 grams. Okay, and then we've got our American Lager refill kit right here, and under the lid, which is hard to get at, I'm not going to try and open it on video, under here is going to be our yeast that we're going to use. So what's the first thing we're going to do? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to boil up 4 cups of water, and I'm going to bring it down here to the mini brewery, and we're going to get things started. Be right back. Cheers. Okay guys, before we get started, I've got all my equipment fermented. My equipment has all been sanitized, like the fermenter, the scissors, can opener, spatula, everything you're going to need. So make sure you guys are doing that. It's really important that you do that so you don't get an infection in your beer, okay? But I wanted to quickly just read what Mr. Beer says about this American Lager. So it says, possessing rich golden color, medium body, and full malt flavor balanced with a very mild bitterness. American Lager represents the most popular beer style in the U.S. lager lovers, and they will appreciate this beer's subtle, finishing hop aroma. So, hey, let's see what's going to happen. Also, wanted to mention in this video, we're not only going to brew it up, we're going to bottle it, and we're also going to do the taste test at the end. So we're going to do it all in one video. So let's get started with this. Okay, got our 4 cups of water boiled up and ready to go. So first thing we're going to do is put in our Brewmax Booster. All right, let's get that done. Sanitized scissors. Hey, I do apologize for the small quarters here. Basically, my mini brewery is located in my very small storage room in my basement. I have a pretty small house, so you know what? This is all I got. This is the only space I have to do brew beer in. So there we we go. There's the Brew Max. So we'll give that a stir. Don't worry, I'll give you guys a look at this here. Alright. Once everything's all dissolved, put together, we'll give you guys a nice look at this. This stuff actually dissolves pretty good. Alright. So another thing I was going to tell you guys about was on the can here, the American Lager, it says the American series presents America's favorite beer styles, first introduced in the late 18th century and still enjoyed throughout the U.S. today. So that's another thing about Mr. Beer. They actually have the American Lager, obviously. They have the American Light. They have the American Porter, which we're going to do soon. They have the American Ale, and they may even have a few other ones. I'll have to look. But anyways, they've got the America series, so you know what? These are going to be good. Okay, so we've got that all ready to go, our booster. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to open this up and pour it in. All right. Okay, we got the can opened up here, and we're just going to dump it in. This stuff's pretty thick, as you can see. It's pretty thick. So what I've done is I've boiled up a little bit of water in my kettle, and I'm going to pour that in here to get the rest of this out. It takes a bit to get this out. I usually use a spatula to get most of it out, and whatever else is left in here will get out with that hot water. I've never tried this American Lager, but I think it's going to probably be okay. Alright. Okay, let's get some water, hot water in here. You guys enjoying your time down here in the mini brewery? I am. Let's cheers to that. You know what I should really do? I should really get some better lighting down here. I just got this this one light way up there. I should maybe put in some lighting around here. But until then, we're just gonna have to make do. Now I didn't bring my oven mitts down with me, so hopefully I don't burn my hands off while I'm doing this, but we'll see. Nice and light stir, just a light stir, just to get the majority of this out. We don't have to get all of it. Mind you, it looks like we'll be pretty darn close here. Now, what are the odds of me lifting this can up and putting it into the pot without burning myself? Probably slim to none. Let me go get my oven mitts. Okay guys, I opted to be lazy and didn't use my oven mitts. I actually used my hoodie sleeves and just poured it in. But I thought just in case I made a disaster or something like that, I wasn't going to put it on video. So there we go. Okay, we've got all our ingredients mixed up and ready to go. So I'll give you guys a view of this. It's nothing too crazy. It's just, it's wort. It's our water, our pre-hop malt extract, and our booster pack from Mr. Beer, all mixed together. Here, I'll bring you guys in to show you what it looks like. Okay guys, that's what it looks like, just straight up. All of it mixed together. That is wort. Not yet beer, not until we give it the yeast to turn it into alcohol and beer. Alright, okay, let's move on to the next step. Okay guys, as per instructions, I have filled up the Mr. Beer fermenter keg to the 1 gallon mark with cold water, and what we're going to do is we're going to pour in our wort right now and hopefully not make a disastrous mess, because this is a small hole and trying to pour into that is sometimes challenging. Okay, so before we get started with that, maybe I should actually have a little beer. A little bit of liquid courage, right? Alright, let's give it a shot. There we go. Hope you guys can see. Oh yeah, you can see this. Well, you know what? That actually is going pretty smooth. There we go. All right. Next step, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to top this up to the 2-gallon mark on the back here with ice cold water. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, we've topped her up with 2 gallons, or up to the 2-gallon mark with cold water. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to give it a good mix. So you want to mix this stuff up real good. Now, you know what, guys? Normally I would take a hydrometer reading because I want to see what the alcohol content is going to be of my beer. But this one here with the Brew Max Booster and the straight up American Lager extract pre-hopped kit there, or pre-hopped extract can, it's supposed to come out at around a 5% alcohol. And you know what? I'm not even going to test it because you know what? I'm pretty sure that's pretty close to what it would be anyways, because they're pretty spot on. If you go right to the directions of Mr. Beer, it's going to be the ABV that they say it's going to be. So, okay, so we got that mixed up. Last but not least, we are going to put in our yeast. Now, Mr. Beer instructions say to not mix it in, just to sprinkle it on top. And you know what? I've always mixed it in because that's the way I've always made beer, and it's always worked out great. And I say this every time when I do the videos, right? That I just mix it in because that's just what I do. This time, you know what? I'm going to follow the instructions. I'm just going to sprinkle it on top, and I'm not going to mix it in. And we're going to see how this turns out. So there you go. We're just going to sprinkle it all on top, just like that. There you go. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to close her up. Now, we're going to let this ferment. We're going to let this ferment now for, you know what, probably around 14 days. Lagers really don't need as much fermenting time as, say, some of the IPAs or the darker ales, because there's not as much sugars in them. So, you know what, most lagers I've done, I've fermented anywhere from 7 to 19 days. So this one here, I'm gonna, you know, at around 14 days, I'll maybe check the specific gravity with a hydrometer and just see, and then I'll check it the day after that and see if it levels off at the same, stays the same for both days. Then I'm gonna go ahead and bottle it up. But we'll be back to bottle it with you shortly, because hey, I've got to wait these days. You don't, because you're watching the video. So, you know, miracle of time. And you know what? I'm almost out of beer, so I'm going to have to go get a refill. So we'll see you in a bit. Cheers. Okay, guys, we are back to do the taste test. And I'm an idiot because I screwed up the filming of the bottling process. Yep, I thought I hit start on the camera, and no, I didn't. So I filmed the whole thing without actually filming it. But to be honest with you, guys didn't miss anything really at all anyways. What we did is we took our bottles, sanitized them, and then I took 2 teaspoons of dextrose corn sugar in there, and then I bottled them up, capped them, boom, that was it. And so we ended up leaving them sit for, this has been about 2 weeks since I bottled it, and you know what? It's time to give it a taste test. So let's go ahead and do that. It's still a little bit young, but hey, I'm hopeful it's going to taste pretty good, because these American lagers are usually pretty good. Most of the ones that I've brewed before. So this is my first time brewing this one straight up. We didn't use any extra hops or any extra stuff. We just used the booster that it came with, and it should come in around 5%. So right on. Let's give it a try. Once again, Mr. Beer, American Lager. All right, let's take it for a spin and see what happens. Now, you know what, guys? Sometimes you want to know why I like to use those carbonation drops? It's because you get the carbonation perfect every single time. With these guys, I used the teaspoons of dextrose, and sometimes you're a little bit low, or sometimes you're a little bit high. So sometimes these are a little over carbonated and they pop the top a bit. So let's see if we can. Okay. Yeah, she's starting to come up. See that? I'm a little worried it's going to go over. No, I think we're okay. Right on. Alright, let's give it a pour. Just rinsed out the glass. Alright. Wow, look at that. Beautiful carbonation. Great color. Great color for a lager. This is awesome. Beautiful color. Wow. I'm seriously impressed, you guys, with the color of this and the clarity. Like, I don't mind a cloudy beer because, you know, it's awesome too, but, you know, like, look at the clarity in that, you guys. Like, that's amazing. Not much head retention, but you know what? I didn't really expect there to be too much. For one thing, it's pretty young. You know, there's not a lot of extra stuff in it. It's basically just, you know, it's basically kit and, you know, some dextrose corn sugar, some multidextrin, just straight up. Got a nice aroma, very, very medium balanced aroma. Not hoppy really at all, just a little malty. Honestly, it smells like a beer. Like, you know, sort of like a little bit of a commercial beer, to be honest with you. Let's take it for a spin and see what happens. That, my friends, is a very, very, very good beer. That is awesome. It just reminded me instantly as it hit my tongue, summertime. Yep, just a summertime lager. Although, it's wintertime here right now, but you know what? It's something that you could definitely get behind anytime. Just a medium bodied, medium mouthfeel. Little like titch of bitterness at the end. Just a perfectly taste, well balanced beer. Way to go, Mr. Beer. This American lager is fantastic. So there you go. That's it right there. Would I recommend this one? Absolutely. Super easy to brew, super easy to put together, and you know what? It tastes great. I've had some other Mr. Beer kits that I've done just straight up as the instructions, no additional hops or, you know, dry malt extract or dextrose or whatever, and you know what? They weren't that good. This one, just straight up, I'm telling you, if you guys haven't, or if you haven't done this one and you're looking to do it, do this one. You will not be disappointed. And this will, you know what? This will continue to improve as the as it ages a little bit more. You know, the way they taste though, they're not going to be aging for very long at all. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have done this beer, let me know what you how it turned out for you guys, what you guys thought. You know, yeah. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys watching. Cheers.